Alright, it's Big Lenny once again versus Scrap. And if you don't know Big Lenny, it is Piano, because he's the only person who submits replays that aren't of low quality these days. I might have to start doing some of my own replay footage, but... oh, guys, it's not going to happen for a while, because time is problematic. This is awkward. The speedy Warlock... wait, no! He didn't get the leap into combat! Fuming! I thought it was going to be very awkward for Mr. Scrap here, who is, I believe, is this Dingus? Dingus Khan? Maybe? Dingus Khan. Yeah, he was hoping he'd get the leap, knock the Sorcerer back, then can stop the cap, and that would be great. Ruin the economy of Mr. Scrap. But yeah, I guess you can't leap across the point, so it completely ruined his little tactic there. Oh, that's sad. Sad. So Guardians on the far side just going to cap up here and hopefully not meet the Sorcerer or the Heretics in melee, because that would be a bad time. CSM rotating over here should be able to poke away at the Banshees. Yeah, I think, by the way, when I go back to playing, maybe in... ooh, after this uploads, probably 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully, all being well career-wise. I'm going to do some Mech Boy. Because I felt like I got there in the end with the War Boss, but ultimately I just think the War Boss is very weak, and by far the weakest Orc hero. Rather odd to think that, but I really do. So I want to try out the Mech Boy, and therefore still give Orcs a good shot, playing what I would argue is their strongest hero, though that is contentious. People say Commander Knob, which I don't really see it. But I don't see anyone else raving about Storm Boys like I do, and obviously the Mech Boy has by far the best synergy with the Storm Boys. Big Lenny going for a Ranger squad straight away here, just a default pistol Ranger at the moment. We've got the Champions robes coming out nice and fast, really juicy Doombot there, really nice prediction from Mr. Khan. Getting some good chip on a couple of these Ranger models and pursuing them. He was probably going to wander over to the VP, but it is quite a distance, and Ranger's pistols do decent damage, thanks to the DR debuff that they inflict, so you wouldn't be able to just cap while they're shooting you. But of course, really what the Rangers are doing is just running around and back capping, which is reasonable, because they're so cheap. So the Warlock right now in range stats just sitting in the green cover, being a pain in the arse, absorbing all these shots from the Havocs and the CSM. Of course, he has that Champion's robe to give him the durability. Sorcerer's going to run over and try and beat him up in melee. Sorcerer, believe it or not, does more damage than the Warlock in melee by default, and that's what he wanted really. The special attack to knock him out of cover right into the arc of fire of the Havocs, and so the Warlock must flee. But Heretics on the far side forced off. Only a soft retreat. Oh, they actually caught the Rangers and killed them all. Damn. I thought it was these units that would have fought, you know, pushed the Heretics back, but apparently not. Raptors coming out for Khan. I didn't mute my Discord. Good shit. No aspiring champion yet, so he's going to disengage, not finish the cap. He doesn't want to be forced off, but it might happen. No, it won't, because Raptors are engaging with a CSM flank as well. Yeah, that'd be a terrible fight for the Banshees. Even default Heretics plus Raptors would be a bad fight. Even without their aspect, if the Raptors get a good jump on them, and the Banshees are all in melee combat straight away, and they're messing around trying to get into combat while suppressed, that could be a bad situation for said Banshees. But certainly with their aspect, they'd be able to solo the Raptors. Long rifles have arrived on the Rangers. Makes sense, because of course we need a counter to the Havoc, but those very long rifles will be countered themselves by the Raptors. I was just going to say, could be the end of the Sorcerer here though. Wow, how did he get that kill? What the hell? How annoying. So the Sorcerer has his teleporting armor, and we've now got the Merciless Witchblade on the Warlock, so he's running Robes and Witchblade. Let's see if he follows it up with a little Warp Throw in tier 2 for the full Jedi Warlock build. Yeah, this is very annoying to deal with. Very annoying. He's going to go straight for the CSM. Yeah, but the CSM are running to the Havoc, and this is why getting a Havoc against the Warlock can be really helpful. I do like the build. Though I would go for 2 ticks, not 1. But this is the build I'd go for against Warlock. Well, as the PC, I don't really know about Chaos or Chaos Sorcerer or Chaos Lord. I haven't played them much in this meta, but it seems reasonable. It covers a lot of bases. The Warlock there shutting down that very expensive Warlock because the Rangers aren't around, and you've got both Raptors and the Teleporting Sorcerer to counter the Rangers. I suppose the fact that you can get the Teleporting Sorcerer means you don't necessarily need to go for Raptors, but I actually really like Raptors against Eldar. I think they scale very well. In Tier 2, if you have the Aspiring Champion Raptor, and you land your jump on Banshees, and you have the energy for a Demonic Fury onto the Exarch, you will thrash Exarch Aspect upgraded Banshees one-on-one. And I mean thrash them. You will have like 30-40% of your health left at the end of the duel. It's very nice. But there you go. Oh, good special attack there from the Warlock. Nice lucky timing. But I was going to say that suppression there from the Raptors should facilitate the Havoc setting up. But of course, we now have Banshees running in the back. I think that would have been fine to stay in though, actually, because there's no Aspect on the Banshees, and you've got the Aspiring Champion on the Heretics. AC Ticks will beat Aspect Banshees, I believe, one-on-one. I'm pretty sure they do. Unless the Banshees get incredibly lucky with special attacks on the AC himself. So the AC could have just turned around, stalled the Banshees with Doom Blast. The Havoc could have eventually forced off the Warlock, and you could have kept him play and maybe got a bit more bashing done, especially with a rotation from a Flame Sword Teleporting Sorcerer. Who can't kill any models, it would appear. Warlock going for a cheeky decap since he's so deep into the enemy territory, but a few VPs at this point are bleeding from Big Lenny, already down below 400, whereas Scrap is over 450. He's actually over 469 if we want to be pedantic about it. Once again, hugging the green cover. Now what you can do, you rotate your Warlock in the direction of the Aspiring Champion. If you proc a special on the Aspiring Champion, you will do just tremendous amounts of damage. Why is this thing glowing? You do huge damage to the Heretics, since the Heretics, you know, they've got a lot of models. The special attacks are very scary against them, but right now he is just slaying Heretics one by one. Basically every strike he will kill a Heretic, which is pretty scary. Ooh, can the Raptor get him in retreat after all that annoying gameplay from the Warlock? Oh, so close. Yes, they get him. The combination of the bolts from the CSM and the bolt pistols from the Raptors are enough to take out the Warlock there, who is instantly rebought. Big Lenny is in Tier 2. Chaos Sorcerer getting a little bit aggressive, actually. Nothing else in retreat path. Yeah, there's Banshees. Oh, if he got the other swing with the Warlock, that would have been a wipe. Easy. Easy wipe if he got the other swing. Damn, 15 HP. So unfortunate. 10 HP. Yeah, if only you could have got one little poke with the Warlock there. That would have been a dead Sorcerer. But the Sorcerer lives for now. Scrap, just starting to go Tier 2. Only a quarter of the way there. Big Lenny already has a Falcon en route. He's been really good here as old Lenny with his positioning on the Havocs. Absolutely no doubt about it. Beautiful positioning. Always catching this Warlock out and shutting him down. Even with Rangers on the field, because the Rangers are always going down the left-hand side because Big Lenny only went for one Guardian. It's part of the reason why I wouldn't go for one Guardian if I was playing as Eldar against Chaos. You're going to really suffer on the map control. You then need to have your Rangers and your Warlock split, and then it means that the Warlock is really vulnerable to the Havoc, whereas if the Rangers got to go with him, that wouldn't be the case. The Havocs could be easily countered by the Rangers. Good damage there, though, instantly killing the CSM. Well, not instantly, but you know what I mean. May as well have been instantly, it was so fast. But Raptors isolated, stalling. Not retreating instantly, because there's no risk of bleeding a model. They just want to buy as much time as possible to keep the Falcon away from the gen farm. Because now a Chaos Dreadnought is coming for Dingus. And remember, he is playing the Sorcerer, so he can use his Warp Global to teleport that Dreadnought to his Sorcerer at any time. And if he times that correctly, that could be a wipe on the Falcon if he brings it really close and manages to force melee onto the Falcon. Now, of course, if the Dreadnought had the Mark of Tzeentch, it would be even better in terms of AV, but that would mitigate its ability to deal with infantry quite a lot. And it's rough because it's got no melee resist compared to the normal autocannon Dreadnought, and we have heavy melee on the Exarch Banshee over here. Rangers once again getting caught out. I really think Dingus is... Sorry, not Dingus. Piano is really suffering from not having an extra capping squad here, an extra Guardian in Tier 1. So be able to get warp spiders soon, and he probably should. Nice grenade, dodged though by the raptor jump. Gaijin's just jump into the falcon, but bang, another good smack there from the demon hammer of that raptor aspiring champion. But with the rotation here of the banshees, these raptors need to get the hell out of here. There we go, we see the dreadnought in play. No upgrade yet for the havocs, they're still running around with bolters. That's alright for them for now though. Going to control the warlock. Can he kill that CSM? Nope. Gets caught out, but the banshees have flanked around, and this is where it gets tricky. You know, straight up firefight, the dreadnought would beat the falcon, but the problem is that the banshees can tie up the dreadnought and stop it shooting, and they're going to do good damage. Only 20% melee resist on this thing. It's not a melee walker. Good chip damage. Doesn't want to bleed too much though, does Big Lenny. So he's going to flee. Only losing a banshee model and taking out more than half the health of the dreadnought's really good for him, because now it means those ticks need to do a lot of repairs. Yeah, so looking at Big Lenny's resources, he could obviously afford a warp spider right now if he wanted it, but he wants an autark. And unfortunately he used swift movement, and there was no red for an autark, so that's a bit yeah, not good for Big Lenny. Rangers, I really feel like, have not achieved much with these long rifles. They did help kill that CSM, I suppose. The warlock is being very annoying, there's no doubt about it. He's an annoying boy. Gonna get jumped on though by the raptors, and he does not have enough HP right now. He needs to get out of there. Lucky he retreated in time. Chaos Dreadnought, meanwhile, going to focus on the Falcon. Of course, like I said, it will win the one-on-one fight. It's just got too much HP. But the disadvantage, of course, is that it can't fire whilst fleeing. And it's also a lot slower than a Falcon. Banshee's rotated over to Contested here to try and deal with the Sorcerer, which, of course, they'll be able to do quite easily one-on-one. And we've got the Chaos Dreadnought number 2 coming out for scrap. So we're going to need to see some serious AV commitment here from Big Lenny. Warp Spiders are great because of the ability to snare the vehicle and shut its ranged weapons down for a while, but shut all of its weapons down for a while, I believe. But we might actually be better off going for, I was going to say Falshu's Wing plus Fire Dragon, but he's actually gone for Heart of Darkness instead, so just maximizing the durability of his Warlock right now. But he doesn't really have that much AV on the field. Chaos Dreadnought just going to go into melee with the Warlock here. It'll take a long time for him to kill it though, and he is getting shot in the back by the Falcon, so I'm not sure about this engagement. Might have to warp it out, you know. He's got no support for it. Yeah, he does warp it out. Brings it back to the Heretics who've just retreated, and they can go repair it, and then the other Chaos Dreadnought can get out there. Wow, we're seeing Marker Khorne now. Cool. I love it. Nice. Really good sideline capping unit. They just become so much more fierce. Much more damage, more speed, more HP regen, more HP period, I believe. Yeah, 20% extra HP. It's a decent upgrade. Mark of Tzeentch on this Chaos Dreadnought. I think there is a bit of XP on this one, so you could tell that this is a new one by looking for the lack of XP. You can see the underslung bolter there on the Chaos Dreadnought still putting in some work for anti-infantry, even though the missiles will miss a lot. Oh, moved a little bit too close with the Havoc there. Leap's going to stop that. Raptor's got to save the day. Trying to keep the Havoc in play, but the Banshees should be able to do something about it. But here come Khorne Marines. Yeah, and the Banshees don't really fancy that. No special attacks from the Warlock there. A little bit unfortunate because he is a higher level than the Raptors, so he should be getting them. Oh, that's a nice grenade. Nice. Beautifully, beautifully positioned. Wow. One Khorne Marine down and a Raptor. Lovely grenade throw. But the double Dreadnoughts are causing a bit of havoc over here. Chaos Sorcerer on capping duties, and this Heretic no doubt rotating over to do a bit of repair duties. That's one thing the Missile Dread can do. It can bash very, very quickly. Yeah, and Banshees on their own, not going to really do too much here. So it's going to be a full Gen Bash, but Big Lenny did get to tier 3. I wonder what he's wanting. He's really stalling right now. He's not really trying that hard to take down these gens. Oh yeah, I forgot. Obviously, it gives him the shield on the Falcon, so that thing's going to be even tougher to take down now. Though that does telegraph his tier 3, which he is a little... It's a little awkward right now, to be honest. The lack of power whilst being in tier 3 and having just had his gen farm get bashed. It's not really great. Very brave Warlock going into melee there, trying to disrupt the heretics, but of course 2 dreadnoughts in melee is kind of the real deal. Raptors just trying their best to pull the Falcon away kind of thing, zone it out whilst the remainder of the bashing occurs. But the Sorcerer for some reason rotated over, probably just because he knows he can't beat Howling Banshees plus Rangers. And Rangers now being tier 3, their long rifles should actually cause a DR debuff on anything that they target. So Scrap now going tier 3 himself. Has to retreat the Corn Marines there, but he's got Raptors capping the VP down here, doing pretty decent. Forced off most of the forces on this side. I feel like the Dreadnought might be a little bit overcommitted. What the hell? Big Lenny did the thing again. I guess it's slightly more permissible because he had a Falcon. But yeah, Big Lenny went to tier 3 and dropped an Autarch, which people seem to love doing for some reason. Dreadnought going really deep here, trying to get the KO. But we have repair support. I don't think it's in the base. No, so it's not getting the damage resistance. So I think the Falcon's going to die. And can he warp out the Dreadnought? Oh my god. Oh, fucking beautifully done. 53, 50. 47 HP even. We did have the rotation of the other Dreadnought to try and back it up. But now we got a fusion gun on the Autarch, which will be quite scary. What's the Cursed Dreadnought doing here? Oh, a miss micro, a big miss micro. Oh no, Scrap really. Oh, fuck me, man. What a play he made there. Really good commitment, killed the Falcon, which was the reason why Big Lenny went tier 3, because he could get the shield in it to make it even stronger. And now this is going to be the end of both of these Dreadnoughts. Why was this Dreadnought not rotated to try and kill the heavy melee Executioner spear wielding Howling Banshee Exarch? I don't know. But that's a big loss, and honestly the Fusion Gun Autarch putting in tremendous amounts of work there. Really nice to see that, and yeah, now she can just go bash some gens. Sure, why not? Not great DPS on it, but it gets the job done. It bashes faster than the Executioner Spear would. Man, that's really disappointing. That was a really good play there by Scrap to get rid of the Falcon, but to lose both the Dreadnoughts, not worth it, man. And it was so unnecessary. You know, we could have had some Tzeentch worship. Okay, you'll have lost some heretics. I doubt they would have wiped it. Would have just got them away a little bit easier. And there you go, Con Marines in range stance, trying to get as much chip in as possible before they engage with the Banshees. And knowing, of course, that Raptors are nearby to jump into melee, and the 2 melee units is, of course, way too much for the Banshees to handle on their own. So Scrap's still putting on the VP pressure. He's got over 300 VPs, and Big Lenny's down to 176. But yeah, we're getting some micro errors from Scrap. I don't know if it's fatiguing at this stage of the game. It certainly looks like it. He forced off the Guardians, and he should have just backed off the Raptors afterwards. Or sort of hid them around the corner or something. Rather than getting them caught by the base turrets. Nothing going over to the southeastern side with a contested. And Rangers just been capping around the map. Oh man, I forgot that these Havocs were a thing. Rangers gotta be careful. Oh no. Oh no, they might wipe. Con Marines are very strong. Okay. Yeah, Con Marines very good at wiping retreating units. Might be time for a coruscating flame on the heretics. Indeed. That's gonna get rid of the Howling Banshees, and now the Wasp of the Sorcerer can get into the VP. He's not going to bother even warping. Yeah, man. Conrade's putting in some work, and here come Terminators. Chaos Terminators will be the choice, and they're going to have to face against Seer Council, so we might see some Lightning Core Terminators. You don't see it often. But we might not need them. You know, he's already got the Raptor and the Conmarine. He's going to be a dead Warlock there. Wow, and the Seer Council just back out. They're not interested. They do not want to fight. Interesting. I'd have probably stayed in for a bit there. I mean, the DPS from these Chaos Terminators shouldn't be that high. Seer Council do have a passive damage resistance to any ranged attacks. So even though they are only light infantry, they don't take that much from basic piercing damage compared to most light infantry with around 500 HP. And this is a bad spot for the Terminators. You might even want to jump in with the Raptors to suppress. Yeah, I was going to say, and then retreat, because swift movement here and Seer Council and Banshees pursuing your Terminators could go pretty badly. Now he's going to rotate with the Heretics. Bang, Doom Blast and retreat. He didn't retreat. Oh my god. Taking a lot of unnecessary damage there. Well, only 2 Heretics dead. Whatever. So he's just buying time to pick up the Lightning Claws, but it's still probably not a good engagement. This guy here is going to die, so this doesn't feel very worth it. He's trying to slay Banshees. Wow. Yeah, there he goes. That's what he was fishing for. So that's going to be very expensive to reinforce that. I think Dingus should have probably seen that coming. I understand he's clicking over here, trying to cap this side of the map and that kind of stuff, but should have seen it coming. That guy is obviously going to have to go back to base, and it's going to be very expensive to reinforce. Who was that? What? Where are the Havocs? Over here by the Warlock. That Warlock sounded weird. How much are these to reinforce these days? So much you can't afford it. 140. Yeah, damn. That's a lot, man. Especially when it's so hard to accumulate power on this map. The gen farms are just so goddamn hard to protect. So that 40 power really stings. But, hey, he's gone and back. Sorcerer obviously incapable of 1v1ing this Warlock, needs to just teleport away. And it's annoying because the Merciless Switchblade is draining his energy as well. So Corn Marines will be able to... Yeah, both of these honestly should be able to beat up the Autarch pretty easily. Corn Marines will easily beat up an Autarch with the Executioner Spear, and that's one of the reasons why they're really good in this matchup for side capping. Normally the Autarch is a real pain. If you just go normal CSM with bolters, she just jump on top of them or fleet into them and rip them up in melee with a spear. But yeah, not Corn Marines. If she's lucky, she might kill one, but often she doesn't even kill any before she's got to retreat. Banshee's really deep again there. I guess they were bashing. And it's a Wraithlord. So if I was Scrap right now, I'd be going Plague Marines. I'd love a Predator, but unfortunately he doesn't have the power, so I'd just get Plague Marines. The Plague Marines will be really nice to deal with the Wraithlord, snare it, so it's less of a problem. And also, if you have the Plague Marines near the Terminators, it's a good synergy, because Terminators are so slow that when they're chasing down the enemy units to hit them in melee, they often don't catch them, and it can hurt them quite a bit. Their effective DPS against fleeing units is quite low, but if you've got the Plague Marines nearby, they've got that automatic AoE slow aura. So that will slow down the enemy for your Terminators to dice them up with. Of course, we could see Chains of Torment. That would also be good, but the mobility for the Sorcerer seems to be preferable at the moment. And Plague Marines, well, they offer a little bit of ranged DPS to take down the Warlock as well. Melter Guns coming out for Raptors. That is an option that I completely forgot exists. That is potentially very good. A decent grenade there, but when you're grenading Terminators, it's not quite the same, shall we say. And VPs are pretty much even at this point. Oh my god, Big Lenny even has Dark Reapers. What the fuck? Okay. That's going to be pretty effective, actually. Yeah. Inferno range damage. Yeah, that'll be helpful right now. Basically, all the forces here, except the Heretics, are heavy infantry. Nice. Good choice. You don't need a prism right now, it's not going to be helpful. But those Dark Reapers will be able to output some good damage against the Lightning Claw Terminators from afar, which is nice. You need something that can do that, that isn't going to get wrecked in melee. So you got a Wraith Lord, or you can use your Dark Reapers. Sidelining Banshees there, putting in a lot of work, it would appear. Very hard to deal with. Okay, yeah, well, Scraps saved up for the Predator tank. That's what he's going to get, because of course he didn't go for the Plague Marines. So let's see, but the Wraith Lord really should be turning around and going into melee with these Terminators. That's why he's there, right? Terminators are only power melee, not heavy melee. But Banshees and Seers plus Dark Reapers, it's a lot of damage coming out. However, everything seems to be focusing the Banshees right now, and can it wipe them? There is a demonic summoning spawning in Bloodletters and allowing the Chaos units to reinforce. But it looks like the Raptors do wipe. Did the Banshees get out? Oh my god, they did. Yeah, 60 HP on the Banshees. One of the Terminators is killed. Wraith Lord, of course. Full melee resistance, tanking like a beast, and we've got these powerful melee single entities in play too. Ah, the Predator gets here as well. I don't think it was too cancerous, really, to be honest. I think it was a pretty decent game, that one. It definitely wasn't over. That's a massive misstatement, but it was pretty huge. Yeah, no Chains of Torment seems bad. I don't think the Sorcerer was doing too much for a while there. It was really good in the early game, the teleportation, the mobility that it afforded, but it seemed from the late game it was a real struggle. He wasn't achieving too much, because he was effectively useless as a combatant against things like Seers and this really powerful, full upgraded Warlock, the Autarch, the Wraith Lord, etc. Like to see the late game Dark Reapers, pretty damn niche unit, but that honestly seemed like a brilliant time to get them, and they seem to put in quite a lot of work. Gained a huge amount of XP by the end of the game. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks. That's going to be all for you, boy Torpid, today. I am signing out.